So we had the first look at Starfield, the new franchise from Bethesda, makers of Skyrim, who are known for the big open world. And I'm gonna be honest, Starfield does not look too good. I mean, it does not look horrible, but it looks like No Man's Sky or Outer Worlds, just a little bit more bland. Honestly, if No Man's Sky is street food and Outer Worlds is like Five Guys burger, then Starfield definitely seems like a microwavable burger at the moment. It's not tasty, but it is serviceable. Again, this is all based on the first gameplay trailer, which was just 15 minutes, not long, and did not show a great deal of gameplay, but from what we see, it looks very similar to No Man's Sky, which is why No Man's Sky was actually trending on Twitter when this was revealed. This game is going for NASA punk aesthetic, which sounds weird, but when you see the trailer that automatically makes sense. It's not super interesting look, it looks like less stylized Prey. Again, going back to the criticism that this just looks very bland. Some may think that it's not a huge issue with a game that has a lot of content, which this does, because they're saying there will be over 1,000 planets to visit. However, if each planet is based on a very bland look, what is the incentive to visiting the planet? Also, why would you be interested in characters that all look like stereotypical astronauts? With Skyrim, the reason why it's interesting is because it's fantasy. There are gods, dragons, elves, lizard people, and more crazy stuff. With Fallout, it's interesting because it's post-apocalypse, and in post-apocalypse meets 50s aesthetic, and we have mutants, giant bugs, essentially zombies. Here it seems it's just realistic future, which is just not that interesting. It seems like human versus humans, which, it seems that's gonna be the most of the game. We saw no interesting humanoid aliens, no unique themes. It seems like some bland sci-fi show from Netflix that's just generics as it gets. Who knows, this may become some crazy story with crazy stuff like Interstellar, but at the moment it just looked like The Martian. And design is very important. In a game you're going to spend hundreds of hours in, and the problem is No Man's Sky and Outer Worlds, it just seem much more visually interesting from the get-go. I just fear that very quickly the relatively flavorless visuals and themes of this game will just get boring. But let's talk more about that game itself, because the trailer has shown us quite a bit of a few things. So in this game you build a base and fly around in your ship and you explore planets. It seems you again do a No Man's Sky kind of deal, where you go gather around resources and you scan flora and fauna and stuff like that. There's of course shooting in this game. Hopefully it will feel better than Fallout, as I did not catch a look of any VATS-like system, and it's absolutely needed in Fallout to kill anyone, so it would be a good idea if they have worked on that quite a bit for this game, but only time will tell. They also shown off some customization and you can play around with your ship. I hope this system won't be too restrictive, as I want to build Star Trek style Enterprise looking ship, so I'm really hoping for that. They also showed us character builder, and they say it's most detailed one they ever did, but it seems like a bit of a waste, as seemingly we can only be a human, no aliens available, and looking at the trailer we will be in our astronaut helmet like all the time. What is interesting though, as part of the character creation we will be able to choose our backgrounds and also perks, which is just the extra level of customization, which I really enjoy, when you can actually customize your character's personality and the things they say. So I think it's a very good change. It's kind of going back to the old roots of old Fallout games, which, you know what? dig that. I really dig that. However, my biggest worry with this game is that it's going for scale rather than quality. I just don't trust the 1000 planets thing. Exploring one planet fully is already crazy when you think about this. Of course, it's not going to be a full planet in the same sense as No Man's Sky. It would most likely be just like a zone or a map that you travel to, quote-unquote, planet to get to. But even 1000 of those seems quite crazy. I imagine what they truly mean is that we will get equivalent of a Skyrim map, just stretch over multiple planets. I really doubt Bethesda was able to craft 1000 Skyrim-like planets, each unique and different. I don't think this is absolutely feasible. Not for a company that cannot make a game that isn't a complete mess at launch. It's just not possible. Only reason No Man's Sky was able to pull something like this off with billions of planets, trillions of planets, all somewhat unique, was because they use procedural generation. The problem with that is that those planets were quite bland, especially at the beginning of that game. But they just couldn't do it any other way. It's impossible to create anything on any larger scope without doing a lot of copy and pasting, without spending, dozens of years doing it. That is why my biggest question for Starfield is, how many times will we see the same cave? How many times will we destroy the same enemy base? How many times we will do the same quest? That is the question I'm asking the most about this game. I might be wrong. Maybe each planet will be unique experience with basically the Witcher level quests and maps on every single planet, making this the biggest and longest single player experience in the world's history. Who knows? But at the minute, I think this game does not look the greatest from an initial gameplay anyway. I do hope that the future presentation will showcase something more unique and interesting that makes this game stand out from Outer Worlds and No Man's Sky, which both right now look like better looking game, and especially No Man's Sky seems just so much more deep and bigger and with more variety of content. And I do think right now, I do prefer to play No Man's Sky to Starfield because at least it looks better. But I want to see what the future holds. I am open-minded, I'm criticizing this game so far, but I do want it to be great. I want it to be the best game it can be. I want it to blow my mind. But unfortunately, I have to wait till next year to give it the opportunity to do so. So anyway, that is all from me today. If you liked this video, press the like button. And if you didn't, share this video with your enemy to make them suffer as well. And join the Cynical Legion because we are shrinking in numbers somehow. I don't know how that happened, but we are. So we need to race to the top. We need 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. This is the law. Honestly, I'm not making the rules, right? This is the law. So help me get there, guys. And I see you next time.